Gabriel Jesus has gone ahead to issue a trophy-winning warning to Arsenal players. And it's really good and genuine. I've liked it. I'm going to let you the reason as to why. Then Balogun has pronounced his return to Arsenal. And then lastly, we are discussing about Nagelsmann ready to take over the Tottenham Hotspur job. Welcome to the Arsenal News Show. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time we upload a video onto this channel. Now, one will say, it's the Arsenal News Show. Why are you discussing Nagelsmann Tottenham Hotspur? Guys, you know, one of the hugest derbies or rivalries in the world is between Arsenal and Spurs. North London derby. That is really a very huge rival between Arsenal and Spurs. And everything that happens at Spurs affects Arsenal, either negatively or positively. And if at all they get Nagelsmann and he puts out what he really wants as a manager, trust me, Spurs might be a hard nut to crack in next season when Arsenal is competing with him into that North London derby. This time round, Arsenal found themselves winning it twice. The first one, they won it 3-1 at Emirates, and at the London, not the London Stadium, it's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they won by 2-0. So, I think you see the connection as to why I'm talking about Tottenham Hotspur into this podcast. Third video of the day. Now, Jesus is one of those players that have been away for 3 months, but there are things that happened when he was away that he never wants to see happen to Arsenal again. And this is one of them that has gone ahead to outline and obviously issue a very serious warning to the Arsenal players that never to really capsize like this when you are playing at home. He has said, I was at the Bournemouth game. To be 2 goals down and then come back to win the game is massive. That's what winners do. I hope we don't put ourselves in trouble like this anymore, but it can happen. Now, look at the mentality of a winner. He went ahead and said they were 2 goals down and it was okay. It was a massive win coming back, and he was there watching the game. But he says, I hope we don't put ourselves in trouble like this, because going 2 goals down at home against Bournemouth is the best description of putting yourself in danger. You get? Because you are playing a team that is 19th, or second bottom on the Premier League table. You are playing at the Emirates. You are not playing away at their stadium. The Emirates has been a fortress. Almost every team has found itself really lying on the sword of Mikel Arteta at the Emirates. Manchester United 3-2, Liverpool 3-2, Tottenham Hotspur 3-1, Newcastle drew 0-0, and it's Man City that have come at Emirates and obviously beat Arsenal by 3-1. And you know what happened? Chances were there. Eddie Nketiah couldn't take them. So to me, I 100% believe in what Jesus is saying, and the way he has dressed it, he has shown them that it was good to win that game, but being 2 goals down for 70 minutes against Bournemouth is unforgivable. And if at all you want to win trophies, these are players that you need to be having with such a mentality. He doesn't go in for less. He doesn't go for less. However much Arsenal won the game of football, Jesus is telling them, we left it late, we would have dropped 2 points, and right now would have been 6 points behind Man City with the game in hand. So, I think the message that he's sending out is really pretty clear for me. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I would be so much excited about him, because if this is the mentality he's instilling into the players of Arsenal, then it's the best mentality. Why? Teams like Bournemouth have to really fall on the sword of Arsenal, like you saw Crystal Palace. First half 2-0. Second half, make it 4. Easily like that. Go and prepare for the next game. But if at all you let teams like Bournemouth score 2 goals against you, and then you come back, first and foremost, use a lot of energy. Secondly, you send a message to every team that is that ilk, all galaxy of the relegation zone, that you can go at the Emirates and go away with it. You get? Arsenal has not yet played Arsenal has not yet played. Arsenal has not yet played. Which team? Southampton. You get? At Emirates. They have to pay visit at Emirates. Now, the team lying bottom on the table, if at all they see such results coming in through, they really come with a lot of belief in themselves that we can go at Arsenal and turn it around and at least get a point. So that's what Jesus is talking about, that Emirates should remain a fortress. No team, whether big or small, should be 2 goals ahead of us. Because even Manchester United wasn't 2 goals ahead of Arsenal. It was just 1 goal ahead of Arsenal, and then Nketiah leveled the game. Then Bukayo Saka gave them the lead. Martinez leveled, Nketiah gave them the win. Liverpool, Arsenal scored in like 1 minute. After scoring in 1 minute, who leveled? Was it Mohamed Salah? It was not Mohamed Salah. Was it Darwin Núñez? Then Liverpool, then Arsenal went ahead to really get a second one. After getting a second one, Liverpool leveled the game. Was it through Firmino? And then they scored the winner through a penalty that came in through after Jesus was really fouled by Thiago Alcantara in the 18 yards box area of Liverpool, and the referee pointed into the spot and they went that side. So to me, I think there is a lot to learn from Jesus and what he's really portraying out in there for you. And I like his mentality. His mentality is really trophy winning ridden. Then he said, I have worked so hard to come back as quickly and as fit as possible. The hardest time has come and gone. I'm so happy to be back. Obviously, his return was ahead of schedule. They thought that it would really take more 4 months. Sorry, it would take like 4 months to return. And the doctors thought that maybe he was supposed to return. Maybe he was supposed to return after the international break. That is around 1st or 2nd April. And that would have made him to be out for 4 months. That is December, January, Feb, March, April. So if at all you count December, January, you see to it that he would have found himself out for 4 months. And he fought hard. And Arteta told us that it's Jesus who told him that I'm ready, I want to play. And obviously, the manager never betrayed him, and he brought him on in the game of Fulham. Then he played 45 minutes against 45 minutes against Sporting Lisbon, and then he came on through into that game that Arsenal had already won by 4-1 against Crystal Palace, and really had a very beautiful display. So that is Jesus for you. And then lastly about Jesus, he had the following to tell the Standard that you Arsenal fans need to listen about your player. To me, he's the most important player at Arsenal. He said, now is, I think, in my opinion, the best part of the season when you have the deciding games. Big games as well, away and at home. Now is the time we have to play the same. Don't change, be together, and then we will see. So, he's so much positive that he's back, and it's time to really play these deciding games. And he's a man who knows how to win this. You know, City, in the previous 2 seasons, they've been winning the Premier League. They've gone ahead to win the last 15 games of their season. You know that very well. They've gone ahead to do that, and he knows that it's possible. When you're having Zinchenko and Jesus plus Jorginho, who are really perennial winners, they know that this is possible, and they're going to motivate these players to get them to to those levels. And with the likes of Partey, Saka, Saliba, Odegaard, I think Arsenal is good to go to really bag in this trophy and really take it home. And Jesus is ready. The good thing is that he never went to the international break. You know that very well. He's training with the Arsenal team, and he wants to be fully fit as Arsenal comes in through to really play into those decisive games that are really coming in through later from the first when they are playing Leeds at the Emirates. Then they'll find themselves playing Southampton, I think. There is a game of Liverpool and then Man City. If at all they can really win 3 out of those games and draw with Man City, then they'll find themselves in a position of really winning the trophy even before it comes to an end. So as it stands, Jesus has issued a warning to Arsenal players, and it's all about the trophy winning, because you can't win a trophy without doing that. Now, Balogun has gone ahead and really issued a statement about his return to Arsenal. He said on his future that contractually, I have to go back to Arsenal because the loan was only for 1 year. So that was always the agreement. I'm not sure what is going to happen in the future. A lot could happen in football, a lot could change. It just depends on the conversations we have between me and the club in the summer, and we'll see what happens. So it's not yet decided whether Balogun is going to stay at Arsenal or not. I brought you a story, I think, in the morning, being brought to us by Classio Marketo, one credible source coming in from Italy as far as transfers are concerned, that Arsenal might go in for swap to get Balogun to AC Milan and get in Ismail Benanka because they believe they need that player back formerly at Arsenal and they really want him back. So as it stands, it looks like Balogun's future is undecided and Mikel Arteta is really having a huge headache on what to decide. You know, according to how Balogun is tearing up the League One, you wouldn't like to bring him at Arsenal to act as a third striker because the third striker at Arsenal won't get enough playing time, according to me. However much every team deserves to be having 3 strikers, but Balogun doesn't deserve to be a player playing behind or being an understudy to Eddie Nketiah, because I see him as a player who is better than Eddie Nketiah, because that record has been put in by him at the age of 19-20. Nketiah never put it up. So to me, I see him either staying at Arsenal or leaving, but it will depend on the decision that Mikel Arteta is going to take, and it will depend on how much on how Mikel Arteta values Eddie Nketiah. If he believes that Eddie Nketiah is really better than Balogun, then he will not accommodate Balogun. Maybe he'll send him away on loan again to another huge team like AC Milan that wants him, or else he will sell him to get in money and obviously get the player to where he's going to get enough playing time, as Mikel Arteta knows that at that age, all what a player wants is to be playing the beautiful game of football, game in, game out. So I think for Balogun, the best thing for him to do is to find a team where he's going to be a starter. That's it. But I think the preseason will play a lot into the decision of Mikel Arteta. He might come in through and really look sharper than Eddie Nketiah. You remember when when we went to the preseason of Arsenal, never did we think that Arsenal were going to really play Saliba in the central defense. That's it. And Mikel Arteta said that Saliba excited everyone, and they made that decision imminently that he's supposed to be playing alongside Gabriel Magalhaes. We all knew that it was going to be Ben White alongside Gabriel Magalhaes and obviously Tomiyasu, and we thought that Arsenal needed a right back, Arsenal needed another central defender, but Saliba came in through and impressed the manager. So we don't rule out Florian Balogun coming in through and putting out something great. And obviously, the manager says, I'm keeping you here at the club because Arsenal needs 3 strikers. So let's wait and see how that pans out, because it's really one of those situations that you wouldn't like to miss out on. But I know Arsenal fans will love to really keep him because he comes in from the Hell End Academy, and the Hell End Academy has gone ahead to do lots of stuffs for Arsenal this season, and they are all being positive through Eddie Nketiah, Bukayo Saka, Emily Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, Bukayo Saka. So I think they would love to keep their own at the club. Now, Sky Sports has told us that Julian Nagelsmann is open to talks with Tottenham Hotspur about becoming their next manager. Nagelsmann was on Spurs chairman Daniel Levy's radar when they sacked Mauricio Pochettino and replaced him with Jose Mourinho in 2019. So Nagelsmann is open to talks. I read a tweet coming in from Fabrizio Romano that he is really not going to take the job immediately. And I find it tricky because for a manager like Nagelsmann, he's just 35 years of age. You know, going to a sabbatical won't help him. If at all I'm Nagelsmann, I take over the Spurs job, get used to the situation at the club for these remaining games, then I plan for the summer very well. If he can bring in these players together and knows their weaknesses and strengths, then he'll know what they are missing in the team. Then he'll be having a superb transfer season or transfer summer. So I think it's better for him to come in through, but I know he has to set his conditions. He's so much strict. And to me, I'll see him as a new manager on the block like Erik ten Hag. He's the next big thing in the game of football. That is Julian Nagelsmann. And I think he can punch above the weight of where Pochettino left Spurs, and he can be that player or that manager that can maybe turn around Spurs to going back to the Spurs winning. Because for me, I grew seeing Spurs as a team that was playing a tiki-taka style of football. That's it. They are knocking that ball around every time. But this time around, I'm shocked that under Jose Mourinho, Daniel Levy has accepted a pragmatic style of play. Even when Jose Mourinho left, he brought in Antonio Conte, and Antonio Conte is playing pragmatically, and he has gone ahead to embrace it by coming out openly in media and speaking that his best appointment as a manager is Antonio Conte, a manager who went out and really spilled all the beans in front of the camera. I think now he's regretting why he really put out those words, and he would have ate them instead. So, your thoughts onto Jesus issuing warning to Arsenal players is welcome in the comment section below. What are your thoughts about Balogun pronouncing his return to Arsenal? And lastly, Julian Nagelsmann. Would you like him at Spurs? If you're an Arsenal fan, that is a decision you wouldn't like Spurs to make, because the North London derbies are really going to be so much harder, because this is one of the most good managers, upcoming managers that we've seen at the age of 35, coach at RB Leipzig and coach Bayern Munich. That is Nagelsmann. So I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus. Muslims, enjoy your holy month of Ramadan. I'm out.